Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding shotgun refers to the practice of sitting next to the driver in a moving vehicle. The term riding shotgun came around after the time of the stagecoach, when somebody used to sit next to the driver holding a shotgun, in case they ran into bandits. My name is Charlie Cook, and I drive a lot. I like to talk to people while I'm driving, so I interview people in my car while I'm driving. Welcome to Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today I have with me Gianni Russo. You probably know him as Carlo Rizzi from The Godfather. He's been in a bunch of other movies. Thank you so much for being on Riding Shotgun with Charlie. This is great. I can't believe this.
I love it.
This is good stuff.
I mean, I've been in cars before. I got killed in the side of a car, going through the windshield in the end of The Godfather 1.
Right, that's, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be sitting riding shotgun then.
As long as Clemenza's not in the back.
And nobody's in the back. Nobody's in the back. I did a, so I make videos playing the trumpet and shooting a gun, and I did one of The Godfather Waltz. I texted it to you. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't get it. I mean, I got it.
You didn't watch it. That's okay.
No, that's all I've been doing, reviewing stuff.
Right. So I played The Godfather Waltz, and I shot at the end, and I had a little table set up. I had some Coppola wine on the table, and I had a cannoli. Okay. And I played the theme. I put the gun down. I picked up a cannoli, had a bite, and then walked off the screen.
Did you shoot the gun though?
I did shoot the gun, of course. I had a little 5-shot J-frame revolver, so I thought that'd be good.
Is that noise going to bother you?
I hope not. God, I don't know what it is.
It's his dashboard.
Yeah, right. That can't be good. Is it this? That's not that. All right. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show, and thank you for taking the time to do this. You have a new book out. It is called Hollywood Godfather. There are a ton of stories in this that I would love to have you share with us.
How long is your show?
You do have somewhere to be, so.
Oh no, it's not even that. I mean, I could talk for 4 hours on the book.
Well,
it's an audio book too.
It's an audio book. Did you do the audio?
Yes, I did.
Very cool. Very cool.
I wanted to do it actually because it's my story. I want to tell it. You've
got an amazing story. Like everything from having polio as a young boy to
that was the start of it.
Yeah, to I didn't know you spent 5 years in the ward. Yeah, that's
it was great though. I mean, as I reflect on it now, it's probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Because if that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have the drive that I have today.
Right.
And 7 to 12 are very informative years for young people. And for me, just to learn how to survive and cope with life, and like all our kids today, they think they're entitled.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so they really do.
It's one thing I try to teach my children even, that you're not entitled, and get out there.
You're entitled to go to work.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's a situation where they think things are just going to happen for them. Mm-hmm. It's not even about work or monetary rewards. It's what you want to achieve in life for yourself. And to me, that's even the last sentence in this book is yes, you can. Because you should do whatever you want to do and try it. I tell my kids, don't get out of bed unless you're doing something you want.
That's a great thing to do. A great way to look at things, because you have to like what you do.
Oh yeah, look, I'm blessed. I must do 15 things, and they all worked out well.
That's a good thing. So let's have some stories. So you start off your book talking about having to protect yourself. This is Riding Shotgun with Charlie. I do like to talk about gun stuff, and you talk about having to defend yourself, and you realize that a .25 caliber revolver just is not enough to cut it.
Well, you know what it is? When I wear suits, I have vests, so I have 2 in each pocket.
Yeah.
You can't put 38s,
Right.
And I didn't think I was going to shoot anybody. I use mostly as anybody with those small Derringers or whatever. They're low caliber, but they do scare people.
When somebody points a gun in your direction, it always looks like an elephant gun. It always looks huge.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So,
nobody wants to get shot, so...
But the interesting thing, the guy that I went to a woman's rescue that in my club called State Street in Las Vegas, he attacked her and broke a champagne bottle and stuck it in her face.
That's crazy.
And so somebody had to go to her rescue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, I did, only to have my own throat slit, and then I had a draw on the guy, which I didn't want to do, but I'm glad I did, because I don't know who else he would have took out.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is a great point. So let's continue with this. This gentleman that you ended up shooting.
Yeah, killing.
There we go.
Was Pablo Escobar, which I feel good about that also, because he was a drug dealer.
Right.
And
that's just a little bonus.
What drugs are doing to kids and everybody else in this world. So I feel, and I truly believe this, and I've said this to so many people, even judges, I feel that I was put on earth to take out the bad guys. I mean, I never killed anybody good. I killed bad people.
I never killed anybody good. No. That's a great point. You know, people, me being a gun guy, I like to say that I carry what I carry to protect me and my kids, because my kids are the ones that I'm responsible for.
Do you have a concealed weapons permit?
I do. In Massachusetts, the way it works is we have a license to carry, and a license to carry with no restrictions means we can carry concealed. So I can and I do. I carry.
So how do you get a license with no restrictions?
Well, here in Massachusetts, we're a shall issue state, which means the chief of police in our town can decide whether or not he wants to have a license. But you take a 4-hour safety course. There's not a lot to it. It's enough to, and I teach these classes all the time, it's enough to get you up and going, to not hurt yourself, how to be safe with a gun, how to talk about ammunition, how to talk about cleaning, and the process you need in order to apply for a license. And the license that we have, the license to carry with no restrictions, means you can carry a concealed firearm to...
But just in the state?
Just in Massachusetts, yeah. There are some states that accept the Mass license, but Massachusetts doesn't accept anyone else's license.
New York don't. I have a New York concealed weapons permit, California, and Beverly Hills, which Beverly Hills is really hard to get.
I'm sure.
And obviously Nevada's easy.
Yeah.
Nevada is like Wild West. They want you to have a gun. I was deputized there by the sheriff one time.
Really?
Or when they were having the big Watts riots in California, they threatened to come there. So he deputized us all. And I just loved it, man, because I never played Cowboys and Indians when I was a kid. So we're all on horseback. I mean, this guy's
my gosh.
Sheriff Ralph Lamb.
Wow.
The Lamb family, a bunch of Mormons, but they were nuts, man.
Wow.
They ran
pretty
Nevada.
wild. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Fun.
Let's talk about some other stuff. So you've got a lot of great stories in the book. The one that I enjoyed reading is the story about Marilyn Monroe and how you became.
Most men enjoy that story.
I know. Could you say it slowly? Is it fair to say that you became her hairdresser?
No, I never did actually. We became really close friends.
Yeah.
After the first time I met her, I was going to continuation school. Because in New York you have to go to school till you're 16.
Right.
So I was caught on the streets by a truant officer.
Which is a great story.
Yeah,
you were making more money than he did.
Oh my God, yeah. I had 10 grand in my pocket that day. I was 15.
Unbelievable. 15 with 10 grand. Jeez.
But that's what I did. I did a lot of errands for Mr. Costello, Frank Costello. For the people who don't know who he is, he created, organized, incorporated in New York, where they created the syndicate. That's the first time when the Jews and the Italians came together. And then he also was partners with Joe Kennedy during Prohibition. And Joe Kennedy and him amassed $30 million each.
Wow.
During that time. So that's the kind of guy he is. And
that's pretty
fortunately
wild.
enough, he took me under his wing, and I became one of his guys, and until he died, actually, until 73.
Unbelievable.
So I put a lot of years in with him, fortunately.
Yeah, I just finished a section of the book where he sent you to Spain for a couple of years.
Yeah, well, I got off in Spain. I didn't stay there.
Okay.
Well, that was during the Kennedy assassination.
Right afterwards. So yeah, I want to hear that you literally bumped into Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, that was something I didn't plan on, and I didn't know who he was.
Right.
I as normal, when we started to campaign for John F. Kennedy, the situation was Joe Kennedy asked Costello to help him get his son elected. He knew we needed all organized unions and all of that. And with that said, we were going out, and I was flying all over the country, bringing envelopes and messages to most people don't know. Carlos Masalas and Tony Anastasia ran all the international longshoremen from San Francisco to New York.
Wow.
So that was a big body of votes.
Yeah.
Then you had all the Savellas. Kansas City ran all of the HAFA, the Teamsters, and then Chicago was the culinary union, all the hotel unions, and so the body of the block of votership
was huge.
They needed it, and they got it.
Yeah.
And that was the good news, and even with that though, they had a problem with it because they still needed Texas. So I flew in, again meeting people in Texas that were connected, and they got Lyndon Baines Johnson aboard. And Lyndon Baines Johnson hated the Kennedys, but the deal they made with him, they guaranteed him he'd be president next, meaning they thought before the situation with Kennedy that he'd do the 8 years, then they'd have the next president for the next 8. They've had 6 presidents, the mob did, that they controlled entirely.
6?
Oh, yeah. The most important one was Nixon, because they needed Nixon to pardon Jimmy Hoffa so they can kill him. Because he found religion in jail, and he was going to come out, and a close friend of ours was Frank Fitzsimmons, who was running the Teamsters at that time. And we were using all their money to build Las Vegas. Wow. We used $200 million of the Teamsters pension fund.
Gosh.
The applications were very easy to fill out. It was a phone call.
Oh my goodness.
I borrowed $32 million in 1980 to build my hotel.
Wow.
And then they just caught me on federal wiretap with the Savellas in Kansas City. So they knew I got $32 million. And why I'm bringing it up, again, as fate would have it, I've never been arrested, never had handcuffs on. And Jimmy Carter was the president, and the construction money, all loan money, was at 19%.
Right.
So the good news, my accounting firm, Ernst & Young, told me I would have to keep a 91% occupancy just to service my debt.
Oh my gosh.
So I used that as the excuse to close down my hotel project. So I never drew the money, so they couldn't indict me for taking the money.
Oh my gosh.
That's happened to me so many times.
Oh my goodness.
I just waffled through in and out of cracks.
When you closed your hotel in what?
I didn't close it. I never built it. I still own the land. We were building it. So these were construction loans.
Okay.
So I stopped the construction in 80. I have 23 acres of land still there that I bought for $1,600 an acre.
Oh my gosh.
Today it's worth about $15 million an acre.
Holy moly.
But that's what happens. My life is, that interesting.
It is. It's that interesting. Now you had a nightclub out in Vegas, right?
Yeah, I had a big nightclub called Gianni Russo State Street.
Right.
We sat 360 people for dinner, plus a club, plus a casino.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun. I ran that for 8 years. Well, that's where I shot that guy.
Right.
I opened it in 80. I shot him in 88. And then I decided right after the new year, it's time to move on.
It's time to move on, sure.
Well, I had all these shotguns coming in at me and all these different people.
Oh my gosh.
Let's test them out.
Right.
I wasn't about to do that.
It seems crazy. All right, let's talk about, we have to talk about The Godfather and how you got the Godfather role, having never acted before. And you only had one acting coach, who was Marlon Brando.
I had one acting coach, Marlon Brando. My only singing coach was Frank Sinatra.
I would love to hear you sing.
And my love coach was Marilyn Monroe, so how could you go bad with that?
That's a great deal.
No. I've had amazing mentors. And, I always, my ego, I always wanted to be an actor. And the book came out, which is 50 years this month. Actually came out March 10th. And so I had somebody read me the book because I can't read. And I knew I could play Michael, Sonny, or Carlo.
Mario Puzo's book, The Godfather. Okay.
Yeah, the book. And so with that, I had money, so I shot my own screen test.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to submit it to Paramount, show them I could do the roles. So I shot a scene for Michael, a scene for Carlo, and a scene for Sonny, only to find out they wrote me a letter saying, we're sorry we misled you, but we're really using actors and professionals.
Right.
But once I put something in my head, that's it. And then fortunately for me, they were having problems with the Anti-Defamation League, what Joe Colombo headed, and was picketing the FBI building just because, they thought the book defamed the Italians and the American image of the Italians, so they didn't want the movie being made.
Yeah.
And me knowing mobsters as well as I do, it always gets down to money.
Right.
So they were selling a button, a little button for your lapel that, was red, white, and green for $1. So I go to see Joe Colombo, and I said, I think you're missing a big opportunity to fortify the club and get enough money to operate and do some great things for Italian American heritage. He said, how do you figure that? I said, well, I know you have some issues. Why don't we go meet them? And if you're satisfied, I think I can arrange for them to give you the world premiere of The Godfather in every major city in the United States. And with that, you could have the big gala the night before, and show the movie, and you make $100, $150 a head.
That's awesome.
So he said, can you arrange that? I said, I don't know that, but I'm going to do it.
Right.
And I did. I went to Paramount officials and all that, and we sat down. And in fact, the way I set it up, I said, when can you meet? They said 10 o'clock. I said, okay, to use language from the book, we'll have a sit down right here. I'll bring the Colombo family to meet the Paramount family.
Yeah.
And we did. We talked for a couple hours. They brought their young lawyer, which I was hoping they did. In fact, I suggested they do. Barry Schlotnick, who is a nice young Jewish lawyer. He's my lawyer yet. It's so funny. He made my deal for The Godfather, my contract.
Wow.
And I kept them on. So they read through the book, and they came to terms. Okay, we'll do it. And everybody was getting up and shaking hands. So I pulled Colombo's sleeve. I said, what about me? So like God, he raised his hand. Everybody sat down. He said, what do you do for my boy? So they said, oh, we'll give him a part. I said, hold on. You're not giving me a part. I said, I just made this deal happen.
Right.
They were about to cancel the movie because you weren't going to make it. You lost all that money in pre-production. I said, you're going to give me more than a part. So I said, I sent you a test for Michael, Sonny, and Carlo. They said, oh, Michael's been cast.
Sure. And
so has Sonny. I said, who's playing Carlo? So we didn't cast it yet. So I said to Joe Colombo, I said, Joe, I'll play Carlo. He's playing Carlo. And that's it.
That was it. Passed the audition.
And since then, I've done 46 other movies.
Oh, that's awesome.
That won 9 Oscars. And it's a fun business.
That's awesome.
I'm about to do my 47th movie.
That's so cool. On this book?
Yeah.
Hollywood Godfather.
On that book.
Very cool.
Hollywood Godfather. In fact, my podcast is called Hollywood Godfather Podcast.
All right, and we're going to include some links on that so you guys can check it out as well. I love the story that you told about Brando yesterday.
About who?
About Marlon Brando.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah, because he's such a great actor.
Yeah.
In fact, the first time we met was for a rehearsal for the movie. And and they send out a call sheet. I never had a call sheet. Call sheet for the lay people who don't know. It's to give you the time and where you should be, and all of that, and
Right.
what pages you're going to read. So I get my first call sheet. I read through it. I don't know what it meant anyway. And at the bottom, though, in bold letters, it said, "Do not have any eye contact or approach Mr. Brando." It's okay.
All right.
So now we do the first half hour, and they take a break, and Brando comes walking over to me. I said, "Well, I ain't breaking any laws." He came
Right.
to me.
He's coming to you. He's talking to you. You're not talking to him.
Right. So he says to me, "You're a big TV actor." I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "You got a movie come out?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, you're not on Broadway. I know everybody on Broadway." I said, "All right again." He said, "Who'd you study with?" I said, "Study what?" With this, he calls Francis Ford Coppola over, the director, and says, "Francis, this guy's playing my son-in-law." And Francis had no control of casting me.
Right.
So he said, I know. And he knew he couldn't fire me. So he said, "Well, you should think about this." He says, "This guy marries my daughter, undermines my whole family, sells us out to the Barzinis, gets my son Sonny killed. This guy's got to be a very believable actor."
He's got him right.
And I'm saying to myself, this guy's trying to get me fired here. I just had a big party, and all my friends didn't believe I was going to be in the movie either.
Right.
So I figured if this guy gets me fired, I'd never be allowed back in the neighborhood. They'll all think I'm lying.
Right.
So I dismissed the director, which I didn't know you're not allowed to do. I dismissed the director. I said, "Go over there a minute," because I don't want to embarrass Brando. So I put my arm around Brando. I took him out of earshot because I didn't want to embarrass him in front of the other actors.
Right.
And I take him off in the corner because I knew the place well. And I said, "Let me just tell you something, Mr. Brando. You're listening to me. You screw this up for me. I will suck on your heart. I will kill you right now." He looked at me. He stepped back. He said, "That was brilliant, man. You could do this, bud." He thought I was acting, this guy. I don't know.
Oh, that's
But
too
then we
cool.
became friends until he died, actually.
Wow.
Which is, you know,
That's pretty
a
cool.
nice friendship besides.
That's amazing. That's
A
amazing.
lot of experiences. Well, I put him in the freshman. I got him his biggest paycheck. I got him 12.
Oh, with Matthew
million.
Broderick.
Yeah, that was my movie, one of my movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick, Bruno Kirby. It's a great movie. Fun movie. It
Awesome.
was a whole spoof on The Godfather.
Exactly. Yeah. That's cool. You were telling me that you got a fun gun story about Elvis.
Oh my God.
I got to hear this.
Well, I fortunately, because of my relationships in Vegas and everybody owning casinos, and even the group I was with, we had the Sands and Caesars Tropicana. So when Elvis came to town after leaving the Flamingo, they put him in the International Hotel, which was an enormous, beautiful building. And the showroom was 1,500 seats.
Wow.
Because normally, like even the Sands, the Copa Room, the Sands Hotel, sat 480, baby. And so we got close. And that's when all the big stars were doing 2 shows a night.
Right.
Not like these reviews now. And there's really not the big name stars there anymore. So after the show, it was like it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. This guy loved having peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwiches. And I'm saying, "Are you crazy?" And every once in a while, we'd take his plane to go to San Francisco. There was this one diner that made him. I said, "Elvis, I can make him in my house. I got to go all the way up there." He said, "No, you got to come with me." So this particular night, I go with him. We come back to the hotel. Fortunately, his suite, it's still up there. Suite 3000 is on the roof of the International Hotel in Las Vegas.
Wow.
It's on the 33rd floor. So we're watching a cowboy movie. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden, he turns the couch over. He gets behind it. And when he got mustered out in the Army, they gave him 2 Gold Cup 45s, gold-plated it, no less.
Wow.
He takes out these 45s now. You being a gun enthusiast, they are big bullets.
Yeah. They are.
And I always carry a 38 late at night, snub nose. So now here we are, shooting over our heads, and reenacting a gunfight scene we're seeing, which is funny because now, thank God there was nobody upstairs. Because those 45s would have penetrated.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Killed anybody.
Yeah,
but
right
thank God we're up on the roof. But
that's crazy.
Elvis was so nuts.
That's crazy.
Another guy died too soon, man.
Way too soon. You had the same doctor as Elvis?
Yeah, Dr. Elias Gunham.
Right, which is also known as?
Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood.
The best.
Oh, man.
Now, we used to go for our B12 shots every Friday.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know what he made with that stuff, but I'll tell you. You did feel good.
Gotcha. That's pretty wild.
No, Elvis was, see, but all these guys, man, I'll tell you right now, his mafia, Memphis mafia guys, they destroyed him. They never told him no. They gave him the drugs he wanted, did everything he wanted, and that's not the kind of support you want around you. If somebody knew I was hurting myself, I'd want them to tell me the truth and tell me, cut it out.
Right,
They're
this
truly
is not
my
good
friends.
for you. Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
when you start thinking of all these people, even Brando, Marilyn, they're all young, they're all dead so early.
In your book, you were talking about Marilyn, and you said that you knew her when she was young, and then
I only knew her for 4 years totally.
I
was young.
You were young,
yeah.
right?
I knew the last 4 years of her life.
You said there was a whole big to do with the Kennedys and her, and they were trying to.
Well, I mean, obviously the world knew she was dating John F. Kennedy for a long time.
Yeah.
And then the mob, when they made the deal with Joe Kennedy Sr., he said if his son became president, they would invade Cuba and give them the casinos back, which was a win-win for everybody. He becomes president. These guys get the casinos back, which they wanted.
Yeah.
Because Fidel Castro, when he invaded, that was Batista was in office.
Yeah.
And they took everything back from them. So now the son becomes president, and the mistake he made was get Bobby, his brother, as Attorney General, unbeknownst to him. Bobby hated John and his father and everything he represented.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, he was the baby boy, and Joe Kennedy paid no attention to his kids to begin with. It was all about him. But the interesting thing, once he got the Attorney General, Bobby went after everybody. So that's when they had a meeting with Joe Sr.
Wow.
And told him, we got to get something for this. Meanwhile, we make you president, that guy's arrested everybody. So they gave him an ultimatum of when they're going to do something, get the casinos back. That time passed, so they're going to start taking out their sons.
Oh my God!
And that's why Joe had the stroke, because he knew they were going to do it, and he told them, and they didn't believe him.
Unbelievable.
But so what they were trying to set him up. The last weekend of Marilyn's life was in Cal Neva, which is the borderline resort in California and Nevada. And what they wanted to do, like they did with J. Edgar Hoover, they wanted to take pictures. They had pictures of J. Edgar Hoover cross-dressing.
Right.
And that's why he always denounced that there was a mob and mafia.
Yeah.
Because they had these pictures we were going to show everybody and embarrass them. They were going to do the same thing with Marilyn and the Kennedy brothers. Take these pictures and then use them to embarrass them and blackmail them. But unfortunately, John never showed. Bobby showed. Joe showed. Marilyn was there already.
Yeah.
And she went crazy on that one Saturday night. There's all bungalows spotted around up there in those hills of Cal Neva. And she's screaming that she's going to go to the newspapers on Monday and spill the beans. Because John, unbeknownst to everybody, told her, Marilyn, that once he got in, he would divorce Jackie and marry her, which that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Catholic president, going to get divorced,
right.
marry Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
So that was it. She had it. So I'm done. I'm going to go after all your phonies. I'm letting the press know.
Unbelievable.
And they couldn't have that done.
Right, because it's the Kennedys.
So Bobby was there. And through a process of elimination, we basically said, okay, who could have done this? Who was around us?
Yeah.
And the mob's never going to touch Marilyn. They love her.
Sure.
She's been a friend forever. And Bobby left when she left. That was it.
Wow.
And I knew the doctor that they hired because he did a lot of work for a lot of people, good and bad. He's an anesthesiologist. In fact, I was training with him when I was younger because I had this vision of becoming an assassin.
You had a vision of becoming an assassin.
When I was 17, 18.
Oh my gosh.
I was making all kinds of money, and I really wanted to do righteous things.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be good.
That'd be the righteous thing to do, because you're only going to kill good people.
Well,
right?
I knew all my friends
people.
needed people to do work for them, so I had a good resume already.
Gotcha.
But that's how I met this guy, and I knew what he did. And what happened was, like they always say, they're going to exhume Hoffa. You can never exhume Hoffa to begin with. He's nowhere to be found. And you can, if you exhume Marilyn and did an autopsy, she died of embolism of oxygen. All they did was inject oxygen with a syringe in her pubic hairs. See, we have a main organ, male or female, in your groin area called the fallopian organ, and just keep pumping with air until you're dead.
Wow, that's
so
crazy.
If you exhume the body, yes, she had drugs in her system. She always did.
Sure.
I mean, that's all she ever did was have drugs. So that's how they were able to convince the world of that.
Right.
But that never happened.
That's insane. All right, we're almost where we need to be, and you've got another event that you need to get to.
Yep.
Can you give us any more cool, crazy stories?
So what's around here? Is there anything I could grab?
I have no idea. What are you looking for? A bite?
Anything.
Ooh.
Just a bagel, anything.
A bagel. We're gonna find something. How about that? Just to throw in my mouth. You ready for this? This is what we do in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah, we do that.
Woo! We do a U-turn right in the middle of an intersection. The place that you need to be is just we just passed it.
Oh, really? Where is it?
It's
Maybe
the Barnes and Noble. There is stuff. So what we'll do is we'll wrap things up. We'll get you a bite to eat, and then get you to the event you need to go to. All right. So I'm going to plug this one more time. Hollywood Godfather, Gianni Russo, actor from The Godfather.
Hollywood Godfather podcast too.
Hollywood Godfather podcast. You got to check that out. Thank you so much. I know we're at a stoplight.
And riding shotgun.
Riding shotgun with Charlie. I love this. We'll call it right here. We're at a red light. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
I do want you guys to check out the Self-Defense Radio Network, sdrn.us. You can find all of your pro-freedom podcasts there. Please like and subscribe and share all of the Riding Shotgun with Charlie stuff. I am now on Spotify and iHeartRadio, as well as iTunes and on YouTube. And I'm going to put some links to Mr. Russo's book underneath here, and we'll put some links to your podcast. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
This whole interview happened I don't want to say it was on a dare, but my son and I came to the book signing and the talk that you did yesterday, so we got to hear some of your great stories.
Perfect.
And I'm standing in line with my son.
Make a left. We'll go in there. I don't want to mention that name, but we'll go right in there.
Right in there?
Yeah.
All right. We're in the turn lane, so.
Oh, are we?
We are. We're supposed to turn left.
I'll let this guy know.
Does she know who we are? All right. Are we in the turn lane?
Excuse me, you.
All right. He's not paying any attention. We're just going to go for it.
Can we go? Can we cut it right in front of you, go into that gas station?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome. This is how we do it.
Yeah, I want to get some French fries. That's all.
All right, absolutely.
I love McDonald's French fries. I don't eat their hamburgers. I never had a McDonald's.
You've never had a
My
McDonald's?
kids threatened me with it. In fact, one time I fell asleep on the couch. They went and bought them and put one in my mouth to take a picture.
To take a picture. Awesome.
Thank you.
How do we
we'll
get
go
there?
right over there.
We're gonna go right here.
Yeah, right through. There's the drive-thru.
Perfect. Oh, is it? Where the hell is it? All right, we're following this way.
Yeah, right there.
Excellent. Very cool. Let's do it. You want to hit the drive-thru?
Let's run in.
There's
the front door right there.
Let's go around and we'll do
We
it.
got a cup of coffee and that's it. We got some time. We're right here.
We're right here. We got plenty of time.
Perfect. I think
Let's.
the front door's in the front. Where it belongs.
Process of elimination, right? The front door. It's in the front. All right.
So how much you pay for these cameras?
These cameras, I got them on Craigslist. I got them used for about maybe $200 each.
Wow, that's great.
It's not too bad.
And they're on Craigslist a lot?
On a fairly regular basis. It beats buying them new.
Well, it beats having. I'd like to have them in my car.
Yeah, right?
You gave me an idea, too.
All right.